It's Filaments and Fibre with Steve Brooks and Stephanie Lester.
And Milo.
And Milo, yes. Steve and Steph and Milo, our lovely black and white cat who's...
Come to join us.
We think he's a little bit dopey, a little bit on the spectrum.
I think we often think that about cats and animals, and they're the smartest of them all, because they make you think, oh, bless them, I need to look after them. And they're
He's
like,
the only cat I know that's on the edge of a sofa, he licks his bollocks and falls off.
Yes.
Even I don't do that. I mean, fall off the sofa. Anyway.
Yeah, just stop there if I were you.
Stop there when I'm ahead. I don't seem to be hearing myself very loud
Then
here.
you what a shame.
Anyway, is that, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, fine.
Okay,
yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, it's as loud as I need to.
Oh, very funny. So, packed programme this week.
I know.
A packed programme. I do not seem to be sounding very good.
No,
but
you're fine. You're fine.
Am I all right?
Yeah.
Probably my earphones or something that's going.
Just deaf.
Yes, a packed programme today. A really packed programme. We have lots to discuss about what's going on. It's funny, some weeks we have...
Well, you just wrote it down, basically. We always talk a load of rubbish during the week. But this week, for some reason, you actually did write it all down.
And it means that we've got a bit more structure to the...
God, heaven forbid.
Yeah, to the podcast this week. So let's say hello for those people that have never listened before. We may have new listeners coming on board. We may have people who've never heard their dulcet tones before and
thinking, a bit shocked.
More than a little, who maybe have found this podcast by accident. And I would say it's a happy accident.
Yeah.
You might think differently, but I would say it's a very happy accident.
If
you found this, bear with us, especially if you're in a different country and you're maybe using a translating app to translate this. Good luck
the
there.
Steph translation app.
Yeah, one of your translation apps. So yes, hello. So basically we are a couple. We are an arty couple. I make artistic lead lamps and Steph does something with wool. No, I'll be nicer than that. Steph is a fibre sculptor. So that's basic. And the premise of this podcast was to talk about our art.
Yeah,
and we do everything but.
Yeah, we don't talk about the art that much, really.
Because our lives are one long...
One big laugh.
One big laugh. One long laugh. So things that... I thought that we'd start off this week. Things that annoy me or sort of baffle me, really. And one of the things that has baffled me for a while, and I've always forgot... Now, Milo has just clambered all over my notes, which are now in a crumpled mess.
Bless them.
Oh, bless you,
They do love to sit on a bit of paper, don't they?
Get off. Leave me alone, cat. So one thing that I'm meant to bring up on this podcast for many weeks now is the thing about deodorant.
Oh, yes.
Now, I use deodorant, obviously, and I buy deodorant based on the smell and, just not on anything to do with the environment or, what it'll do to me. I buy it because I like the smell of it. But then what worries me is that on the can of deodorant that I've got at the moment, it says, well, keep your armpits and other parts of your body smelling fresh for 48 hours. Who goes 48 hours without having a shower?
Oh, what's that road rate thing? Is it 48 hour?
What?
There's some road race, isn't it?
Oh, I'm talking in general. And there's also another one that I avoided that said...
Monte Carlo or bust?
Well, you could use it on your bust, yeah, but this is 70, and there's another one that says 72 hours.
Oh, my God.
I mean, why? Just say it'll make you keep you smelling nice until the next time you have a shower.
Perhaps it means that when you're on the walk of shame the next day...
You still smell nice. You're going along the road with your handbag in one hand and your stilettos in another. Yeah. That's very sexist of me, isn't it?
It is really, yeah. Because men can do the walk of shame as well.
Men can wear stilettos.
In their stilettos and with a handbag.
Absolutely. I've done it myself many times. So that's just the thing that worried me. Not worried me, but just think...
I've just said it. Is the walk of shame a generational thing?
I think it probably is.
So, okay, well, we'll leave it there.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Another thing that you didn't realise this week until I think you heard it on the radio or heard it on the television, was the word queer.
No, I had heard it, but I just...
No, I know you heard the word queer, but you didn't know.
No, I didn't. No, I had... But I just said it for a while it wasn't used at all,
No,
and then
it
all
wasn't.
of a sudden people started using it in referring to themselves.
Yeah. It's when we were growing up in the 70s and that it was always a degrading term for homosexuals and lesbians. But nowadays that's all totally acceptable, and the word seemed to went out of favour. But now, and this is what made you laugh, the LGBT community have now owned the word.
Yes.
And then that got you on a rant about how can you own a word?
How can you own a word? You said they've owned, and I said we should start owning words. Let's own the
There's
word.
lots of words that we could own. Loads of words that we could own that probably we're the only ones that want to own them.
Yeah, probably.
But that was interesting how words like that come back into fashion.
Yes. But trouble is, it's very confusing for old duffers like us.
Oh, yeah.
Because, once upon a time we were allowed to use them, and then we weren't, and then we are.
Yeah.
So it's almost daily. I have to check. Can I use this word?
Can we use this word? Yeah, and there's always we do use our moral compass on this podcast as well before we go live to say, okay, what we can talk about this week, and things that may have been acceptable to talk about 20, 30 years ago are no longer acceptable. No. But we thought we'd just bring that up because it's
People
interesting.
People might be surprised to know that we actually have a filter.
Yes, we do have a filter.
God, no,
we're nice
just imagine
people.
what we saved you from. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, we'll save you from. But no, we are nice people. We have a filter. We know that things that make us laugh in a nice way probably wouldn't be taken too kindly by some of the people. But that was just an interesting thing how words like that have sort of come back.
Confuses the hell out of me.
Circle,
but I'm
no pun intended.
Yeah. Well, it's like my friend often refers to himself as a puff.
Oh, Tom, bless him. I love Tom. He's great. He's great, yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he is, and because he's from that era as well. But that's another word, you see, that has been...
And as I say, I almost don't use words, apart from, at home, obviously, who cares? But when you're out, you think, I don't want to offend anybody.
So what did he say to you when you last saw him at a show?
No, this is hilarious. So... Tom and I used to do many shows together, as in separately our own stands, and also sometimes I used to work on his stand. And this particular show we did, and it was in a big old house, God, I can't remember, Aylesbury Way something, and it was really muddy and it was in the winter, and we all had transit vans in those days, and the girls who were on the stand next to us were saying they might really struggle to get their van out because they were pretty sure that they parked it on a bit of a boggy area. So anyway, Tom, God love him, had a horrendous cold, and myself and the two girls went out, and lo and behold, it was stuck in the mud. So I was like, well, get the brakes off, do this. We were doing everything that we should, put cardboard under the wheels and everything, and we get good old push. Still couldn't get it out. And I said, I'm really surprised because we're doing everything right. I can't understand why we can't push it. We're just going to have to call, perhaps we'll have to call the AA, see if they've got anything else. But I'm sure we're doing everything they said. And he said, Steph, I've never read in an AA manual where it says 3 women and a sick puff should be able to push a transit van out of a muddy bog. And it was one of those just hilarious moments where just 3 women and a sick puff written in the AA manual. Yes, that's all you need to push a transit van out of a boggy mud.
Yes. So if you're still listening, then we will carry on. Only this morning, whilst doing my ablutions in the ensuite, as posh as we are, I listened to the radio, and there's certain times when technology is used just for the sake of technology.
Yes.
Just because they've invented something, they've got to find out where to use it. And you said they're looking around, I've got this new bit of technology.
Where can I put it?
What can I put it? And instead of having a problem and trying to find technology to solve it. So LG, the electrical company, forget the sponsorship now, they brought out a freezer, that has got an opaque door until you tap the door, and it allows you to see into the fridge without opening the door. Okay, the idea is to save on energy, to save all the cold air coming out, but why would you want to look into a fridge without...
The only way I think that would be useful is if you were not going to have a look, as in do a stock take, i.e. I'm not going to open the fridge.
Do a stock take on a fridge.
But what I'm saying is, you're still going to open the fridge, because you're going to knock on the thing and you go, oh, the butter's there. And then you're going to open the fridge.
And get the butter.
And the thing
So
is,
it's taking you longer.
Once you've opened the fridge, you've let that bit of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't save it. The fact that you've left it open for maybe another minute doesn't save
What they
masses of
should
energy.
have is a fridge. What they should invent is a fridge like those things, those vending machines, where you just press for your butter.
Yeah.
And the little arm goes along and grabs the butter and brings it.
Oh, that would be
LG, if you're listening,
even better. No, even better. You know, one of those things in the arcades where you have the grabber, which you
that's
never
what
get.
I meant. Yeah, the grabber.
No.
Yeah.
You were talking about the vending machine, which goes and does it for you.
Yeah.
I mean the one where you can never get hold of the bloody thing.
Yes.
That's the one.
they're a con.
That's a diet. That's a diet. I call
That's
that.
one of your diet
A new
tips.
diet fad.
For those of you that don't know, listen back to some old podcasts and you'll see
Steph's diet tips.
dieting tips. You know, have one pork pie instead of two.
Yeah,
you know,
that's called a balanced diet.
It's a balanced diet.
Yeah, one in each hand.
One in each hand.
Yeah.
So LG, if you're listening, make your technology do something like that. Have a little grabber that supposedly grabs what you want and drops it through a slot.
Do something useful with your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at our LG TV at the moment.
Well, that's useful.
They won't come and repossess it with me because we just dissed them live on air.
Yeah.
We had a lovely couple of weeks, didn't we, listening to the Winter Olympics.
We did.
We love the Olympics.
We love the Olympics.
And the Winter Olympics, and starting this weekend is the Paralympics,
which we love as well.
I must say that I probably enjoy that more.
You've always loved the Paralympics.
I love to see people, and they're saying to the normal people, look at this. You've got full sight. We can do this just as well as you.
Yeah. That sounds true, doesn't it? Blind skiers.
You know, it certainly opened my eyes.
Yeah. Good God.
But I just think it's incredible, the Paralympics, normal Summer Olympics, and I just love it. I'm a bit of a soft touch, bit of a tear in the eye when they. It's just great. I just love the inclusivity of it all. And we always sit here. We'd be in one way we'd be good at Gogglebox. Otherwise, we'd never be allowed. No. But we always imagine ourselves doing the Olympic sport. And in my mind, in your mind, it's a lot. But in my mind, I'm thinking, a few years younger, maybe I could have done a skeleton bob.
Delusional.
We were thinking about ourselves in the two-man bob, weren't we?
Oh my God!
Careering down. Now, would you be the pusher or the pilot?
Oh, that's a difficult one, isn't it?
Ballast.
Yeah. The trouble is, I'd never be able to keep my head down. I'd always be looking out.
Oh, yeah.
Because whenever I used to be pillion on my brother's motorbikes, I was always head round looking where we were going. And then,
right, yeah. So you'd probably be better as pilot.
I'd probably be better as pilot.
Cat's biting my finger.
Nice.
Get off. So we thought that. But
they quite often have times, don't they, where the pusher pushes and then falls over, and the pilot, and I could do that'd be us. I'll be off.
The thing is, you'd overtake the two-man bob as we're going down. It'd be such a momentum as you career down.
Yeah.
We thought that, and we thought maybe figure skating we could have done.
Oh my God!
The lifts would be a bit of a challenge to my hips and my back.
But I wonder if they've ever done figure skating on your arse before.
Arse skating.
Yeah, arse skating. That would be good.
That's probably in the Paralympics.
But the one that we really love is the curling.
Oh, we are curling fans, aren't we?
Yeah. We're a bit like Steve Cram. We love it, but have never played
it. He's never played it.
No.
He's a great commentator.
Yeah.
But it was great when our girls won.
Oh.
Our girls won
and the guys, I have
got
to say,
silver as well.
I do apologise to all our Scottish listeners that we are suddenly including you and everybody else.
Why'd you apologise because we're including Scotland?
No, because Scotland did want to be independent, didn't they?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah,
and so they're included.
Well, hold on a minute. Can I just say, in the end, they didn't.
No, I know, but in the Commonwealth Games, we're all individuals, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the only medals we won were from the Scottish.
Yeah.
So
Scotland
I'm just
won.
saying,
the UK didn't.
I'm just saying, I feel like we're a little bit... Yes, we're all...
Yeah, we like it when... but when...
Yeah, but...
Yeah, no, Scotland won the gold and Scotland
won basically. Scotland won the gold and silver. That's basically what I'm saying.
We left it the last day, didn't we, to win a medal?
Yeah, I said I love that they were representing us, and long may they stay a part of the UK.
So in 4 years' time, folks, they should have a pensioners Olympics, shouldn't they? for people like us.
Don't they have for each sport? What's it called? They
Retirement home?
Yeah, but like the tennis, they always have the old.
Oh, seniors.
No, they don't call them seniors, do they? Call them something else.
Do they?
I can't remember. It's obviously trying to make them feel better, but basically
Old
it's
fuckers.
old. Yeah. They couldn't write old fuckers, so they called them something else.
Yeah.
I forget what they called
I thought it was the senior tour.
No.
But anyway,
if
they ever had a seniors Olympic, we would watch that as well.
We would.
We would.
Fat people's Olympics. Yeah.
Oh. I've just looked at something on my list. I've got frostbitten penis.
Oh yes,
over to you.
Oh my god, hilarious! So obviously, the Olympics was in Beijing, and I think it was one of the snowboarders after she'd come down, and they sort of put the microphone straight in her face, and the first thing she said was, "God, it's cold!" And of course, they weren't in the really cold part, but they were in the cold part rather than the really, really cold part.
The mountains,
and then they have all the cross-country
the
skiing,
hiking, yeah,
and the one where they shoot as well as ski and everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, they did all those, but then it came to the 50k cross-country, and then they said, actually, we're going to make it 30k rather than... Apparently the Brits were very unhappy because apparently they had more chance of winning if everybody died en route. And then they came through and won the 50. That's my only assumption. But anyway, so... Because I think we came 26 or something, but anyway, bless them, I'm sure they...
Only 25 in the team.
Yes, I know, I'm sure they... Someone went round twice. But... So they reduced it to 30k because it was so cold, basically, and they were worried. And then I read an article afterwards saying that one of these guys, he actually suffered from frostbitten penis, which basically didn't affect him, obviously, whilst he was because it was numb. But apparently a few hours afterwards, the poor sod was in absolute... I don't know what the female version of that is, but anyway, I thought they don't mention. Steve Cram didn't.
I was thinking with
Steve Cram didn't mention that in the commentary.
Lips.
Yeah, Steve Cram didn't mention anything in the commentary about that, did he? And the curling.
I'm sure the females would have some problems as well.
I'm sure they would.
Yeah,
but it's just.
When you used to, when as a joke, you used to put your lips onto a frozen surface when you were little.
I did that when I stuck my tongue to the freezer in the Little Chef. Don't you know about that?
What? Anyway, my biggest question here is, okay, how do you acclimatise?
Your penis?
Yeah.
So that's I said, well, so if I walk into the kitchen and you've got your dick in the freezer, you can I'm just getting ready for the cross-country.
Well, thank God I've now got an excuse. What do I do then? Lob it into a bath of hot water to feel the effects afterwards.
That'd be hilarious.
This has gone downhill fast. We're 18 minutes in and we're already reached the depths of depravity with this. But apparently, frostbitten penis on the 50k or the 30k,
in that case,
is a problem.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
who knew?
So who knew? Well,
Willy Warmers to the rescue.
Yes. Now then, you could needle felt some, couldn't you? You've got a range of fibres. You could needle felt willy warmers for the 2020.
I'll tell you what, this could be open to many uses. But when I used to go skiing, I used to have heated socks. You could have a heated willy warmer, couldn't you? With a little.
Oh, the trouble is no. That would cause
other things.
to happen.
Okay, right, fair enough. Yeah,
there'd be.
Accidents
would happen.
Yes,
I think accidents would happen because that'd be just too nice.
Yes, we'll forget that.
It'd be too nice. Something warm around you willy when you're
trying to...
Forget that.
Move on.
Which brings me on to try licking it instead, which is what you said to me. Which has nothing to do with our previous conversation.
Nothing to do with that at all.
Because we have, when we're sitting on the sofa, I'm afraid, this is
TV dinner in front of them.
We are TV dinner people.
Yeah.
With only two of us, who gives a shit where we eat?
Sit here.
Sometimes we eat breakfast at the table in the kitchen. We have dinner and that. We sort of lunch,
especially when the Olympics was on. Yeah. We did have breakfast in here for the Olympics because we wanted to watch some.
Some of our knives make a scratchy noise on the plate. I don't know why mine does particularly.
I'll tell you why, because you won't leave a scrap on the plate. That's why. And you just. It's like a blackboard, black thing. And I said to you, for God's sake, can you not just lick it?
I can't tell you what I replied.
No.
Another thing that annoyed you from me in the last week, I happened to find this Facebook group, didn't I, about looking back at the 70s.
Oh.
It's a lovely Facebook group for anybody of our age.
Oh, my God.
That wants to look back at the 70s and the TV series and stars and comedy people that were around in those days. And there's lovely little clips on there and photographs of the old 70s TV shows. And then it comes up with... not obituaries, but sort of,
here's a nice
memories.
Clip. He's dead.
He's dead. And you were working on your computer, and I said, oh my God, so-and-so's died. And then, oh look, so-and-so's died as well. He's died. She's died now.
And after about the seventh one, I said, are you literally just going to sit here all evening and tell me everyone who's died? I mean, oh my God. It's not exactly a night's entertainment, is it?
But I thought you might be interested.
No,
you weren't, were you really? No. But it was amazing.
Although I did use the information, because when I was on the phone to my mum the next day, and it was her birthday, and she was saying how old she was, I said, well, actually, Steve gave me a list of all the people who are dead, so you should just be happy.
You did have to talk to your mum in a strange way.
She did laugh.
Yeah, you got this sort of way with your mum, because she, left to her own devices, she would put herself in early grave, because every time she gets a little pain somewhere, that's it.
My mum is definitely someone with a glass empty.
Well, she hasn't got a glass. No one's given her a glass yet. She's waiting for the glass to arrive.
In fact, it was smashed, so she sent it back.
Oh, yeah.
There was a crack in it. Wasn't good enough, sent it back.
Wasn't good enough, no. But she does like a weekly call with you, because you ground her, I think, in some strange way. Yeah. Because I do my Instagram. I'm not gonna go on a great length about the number of people that follow me on Instagram now, because it is vast compared to some other people in the room. I mean the cat. But it's just funny that the words lost in translation really came to the forefront in my mind the other week, because I did an Instagram live, an impromptu Instagram live. Just was down there making a lamp, and I grabbed the camera and turned it on and said, hi folks, I've just come on to do a live because I'm in the workshop, feeling a bit lonely, just wanted some company, so I thought I'd come and do a live. Now that's just a thing that we say.
Yeah.
Which is just a bit of a joke. But I feel a bit lonely, thought I'd come on, laugh, ha ha. Oh no. Somebody then messaged me from...
the Samaritans.
No, it wasn't the Samaritans, you twat. It was somebody, it was a gentleman, a lovely gentleman in Iran who follows me. I've got lots of followers out in the Persian Gulf. But he sent me a really nice message, because he'd heard me go live and he'd heard me say about lonely, and he said, oh, please don't be lonely, there are lots of friends here on Instagram, I'm always here if you want to chat, it's
so you obviously just saw the translation came up and was worried that you were feeling lonely.
Bless. Bless. So I did try and send him back a text saying, look, it was meant as a joke,
bit of a joke.
It's our British way of
the British humour is a bit unique, isn't it?
It is a bit unique. I think it's time that we pause for an advert.
Oh, do you? Right.
I think it's time we pause.
I'll go and put the kettle on
for a little word from our sponsors. Hello. I happened to see you paddling past on your lilo.
Oh my God, just when I thought it was safe to go back in the water.
And I see you have a bottle of old blend on the back of your lilo, and I just thought you might want someone to share it with.
I'll tell you what, I'll throw it and you can fetch it.
I can't swim.
Golden roasted, richer, smoother. Nescafe Old Blend.
Not the best we've done. Sound effect didn't go on quite long enough.
What do you mean, what the best we've done? They're all awful. You make it sound sound like there's a bit of an up and a down. They're just all at a level of awful.
If only we'd shortened it by 5 seconds, it would have fell in with the sound effect. But no, so that was a note from our sponsor, Old Blend.
Old Blend,
for those of you that are of an age, it was a coffee advert back in the 70s.
Once they actually get good, we'll stop them.
So you'll be listening to these for quite a while.
Some time.
But some time now. Oh dear. And of course, totally ad lib is the whole of this is ad lib. All I've got is a list of notes, and the problem is
we can't remember what they referred to.
No. Oh, going back to Steve Cram. We always do this, don't we? When we're watching anything on television, we'll say, "Wonder how old they are."
Yeah.
How old's he? How old's she? So whoever first grabs their phone and goes onto Wikipedia, which is, of course, the fountain of all knowledge.
Yes, unless Steve's changed it, but carry on.
Yes,
yeah.
And we were Steve Cram. We listened to the curling, and Steve Cram, and I said, I wonder how old Steve Cram is. Is he older? Because he always related to us. Are they older than us? They're younger than us? And we didn't really know. So I looked it up, and Steve Cram is 62.
Which is basically just a year older than him.
But he doesn't look 62. And I said, you know what? He doesn't look 62.
And you said, actually, he doesn't sound 62.
He doesn't sound 62 either.
I said, we don't sound fat.
Well, I think actually you said I don't sound fat.
I know, I've just included you.
Hold on a minute, you've just broadened that to the we.
I did.
You bastard. For those of you that never see me, I'm like an Adonis. I'm like a chiselled, you know those marble sculptures in Greek mythology and Roman mythology?
Yes, you know when they start, when it's really big and they haven't actually that's you.
Well, I'm the one where someone's lobbed the dick off with a chisel later on. Because there's frostbitten in the 18 BC games.
Yeah, that's Hendrickson, I think.
What?
Well, aren't they all called the same? Magnusson and Hendrickson.
And what has come to note within the last few days is your abnormal bodily mass. Not the whole of it, but the thing behind your neck.
Oh, God.
Now you've mentioned it, I can't stop looking at it.
Arnold Schwarzenegger has nothing on me. No.
You've got Needle Felter's neck.
It's funny because I've noticed it when I put a jumper on, because when you wear a shirt, it doesn't notice so much because you have collars up. And I keep thinking, why is it not hanging right? And then I sort of go to move something out of the way, and I realise I can't move it out of the way because it's a huge, fucking great muscle in my neck.
A few more weeks, you look like a camel.
I said to you, can you see this? And you went, oh my God.
It is solid. It's across the back of your neck. You know.
No, it's around the sides as well.
Yeah, but around the I can see it now.
Yeah.
Blimey, yeah. Yeah, it is more prominent when you got the bathing costume on. It really is. Absolutely, I can see it now. But I mean, it is, and that's just through your needle felting.
Well, I think so, because I didn't used to have it. And the way people often say to me when you're needle felting, do you not get repetitive strain injury in your wrist? And I said no, because I don't actually use my wrist I actually use my shoulder. I actually felt from my shoulder, and of course I'm actually holding that from my neck. But because I do an awful lot left-handed as well as right-handed, because I'm a bit ambidextrous,
oh yeah,
I've actually got it on both sides.
So you get ENS, engorged neck syndrome. But
you've been waiting to say that.
I've been waiting to say that for just over a day now, maybe a bit longer. But we were saying the uses. You could take part in weightlifting. You could put it on the back of your neck.
I would never
couldn't do anything else with it.
Couldn't lift it up.
But you could
just
hang it there for days.
Well, the old days of the cow with the yoke.
Oh, the yoke, right?
Oh, perfect.
God, I could see you as a milkmaid, a little Swiss costume.
Not quite so little.
Swiss costume with a pair of bells, one dangling from each nipple at the front there. Ding, 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 ding.
You're in a different fucking world now, mate. Trust me. I'm going to use the stop button in a minute if you don't watch it.
Stop. Stop. You can't reach.
Want to bet? Watch and learn.
People will be pleased to know that in line with everybody these days seem to be bringing out courses, don't they? Bringing out courses. You can go on courses on how to do TikTok, how to do Instagram, how to do Facebook. And you've decided to launch your one on how to do LinkedIn. which is great. I can't wait. You're going to send it out to everybody.
Well, I said the thing is, everybody brings out these 5 days masterclass, and actually, to be honest, the last 2 days they're selling their next course, aren't they? Really, it's 3 days of pretending I haven't got a course, and then 2 days of actually telling you about their course. Or I did go on a 3-day one recently, but even so, there's still, you have to turn up every day at a particular time and do the little thing. And I said to you the other day, because you said, I don't really have time for doing LinkedIn. I said, it's pretty easy, really. I said, you turn up, put your post up, put some hashtags on, do some tags, and fuck off.
That will be the slide.
That's it.
That's the slide for your course.
To your
How
post,
much are you going to charge for this?
Post, put your tags, hashtags, fuck off.
Yeah,
Done.
that's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
'Cause I've been thinking, I must get onto. I've got this PDF of LinkedIn for Dummies, and so you've done a lovely job of synthesising it all down in a nutshell.
Yeah, I think people who do it very well probably have a slightly different system, but.
Yeah, I think there's, but they'll charge you. Are you going to give yours for free for the first?
I thought so.
Yeah,
yeah.
First 100 people.
I'm very
that apply.
generous like
very
that.
generous.
Yeah.
Right, okay. You say some things sometimes which make me laugh.
I say things a lot of times to make you laugh.
I know, but you said something the other day which we just roared. We were watching the. Laughing there because I've heard it before. We were watching, and I forget what it was. I think it was an advert. Oh yes, it was. It was an advert for the Marines on the television.
Oh yes,
the Royal Marines, and they ask you, anybody that's able, be a reserve, reserve your time, have some reserve time for the Royal Marines or whatever. And I said to you, I'm just, might do that. They might want some older people to.
And then you said we. You said should we?
Well, I said we do. And your comment after you thought about it for a second was, you said, and this is just so funny. You said, do Marines do water as well as land? And I said to you,
it's in the bloody name.
I was a bit stronger than that. I said the clue's in the name, for God's sake. And you realised what you'd said.
I realised what I'd said, and we both just rutted into hysterics.
That was sort of 10 minutes of hilarity there.
Yeah, I had to recover and everything.
You did.
I put TV on pause.
Prosecco,
Prosecco, yeah.
Gin me, yeah.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I think we've just about got to the end.
Oh my God, we got to the end.
I
of
know.
It. Wow.
Cause I think we haven't messed about today too much. We've been on the button. On the button.
In like Flynn.
In like Flynn. So all that remains now is for us to talk about our art.
Oh yes.
Which of course
we have a big art show.
This is the last few days before Steph and I do our first ever proper contemporary art show.
Yeah.
And it's organised by Contemporary Art Fairs, and they do a number of them a year. When you receive this on your feed, this podcast, it might be or it may not be before 5 o'clock today, Sunday. If it is before 5 o'clock today, then please listen to my interview with Rosie Hallgarth from Contemporary Art Fairs, because I'll be interviewing her today. It'll be kept on my feed, so you'll be able to listen to it. But it's looking at the organisers' perspective of these fairs, why they do them, what's in it for the exhibitors, what's in it for the visitors, why they're so special. So that'll be great. But it's our first art fair. Yeah. It's exciting, isn't it?
I'm really excited. I mean, obviously I've still got lots of prep to do, so I'm at that kind of, oh my God, I've got to get this done, that done and everything, but in an excited way, not in a oh my God way.
No, I think for me, there's a distance between us this time, which we haven't had before.
I know.
We're not side by side by Solheim. We're not occupying space near each other. So, in fact, we're quite a distance away. We are. So, I'm going to be going solo. You are. You've done it before on your own, these shows. I think we're at this art. We're doing the Contemporary Art Fair in Sandown Park.
In fact, when you think about it, it's taken me 4 years to get rid of you, really, hasn't it?
Do you think you've got rid of that easily? I'll return. I'm going to have... I'll be back. I'll be back.
It's my neck, I should say that.
Yes, you've got the Schwarzenegger neck. Schwarzenegger neck. I'm going to call you Arnie from now on. Yeah. Arnie! Yeah, so we'll be the only people at the show exhibiting our respective arts.
We are.
You'll be the only needle felter
I
there.
think so.
Only fibre sculptor there. I'll be the only lamper.
I think so.
Well,
Unless someone knew, because there wasn't anyone last time. But.
No, but I don't think looking at what the Contemporary Arts Fair put up on their feed on Instagram and that.
I wonder if the online brochure's available yet for us to go and see.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, check out contemporaryartfairs.co.uk. On Instagram, they are at Contemporary Art Fairs, and you'll see if you are free next Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. The Friday is a preview evening from 6 o'clock.
6 till 9.
6 till 9, where you can quaff a glass of bubbly, and peruse and be the first people to look at the art, see the art, and maybe and
also the pieces which are being sold for the Prince's Trust.
The Prince's Trust is a charity that the Contemporary Art Fair support, and they've asked if the exhibitors, it's not mandatory, you'd like to donate a piece,
a small piece of art
for £45, or if you buy it online, it's £50. But it's called Mini Canvas. But of course, we
don't do
there are the
canvases.
people that do sculpting there. So I've made a lovely little, lovely lamp with a heart-shaped bulb in. And you've done...
I haven't finished anything yet.
No? Okay.
That's still to come.
Still to come.
I've got quite a few things still to come.
TBA, to be advised.
Finishing my pangolin.
Oh, your pangolin, that's coming on awfully well. It was World Pangolin Day, wasn't it?
Yes.
A week ago.
Yeah, it was on my mum's birthday, so it was the 19th of February.
Yeah, and because you're making this wonderful life-size pangolin at the moment, the black-bellied tree pangolin.
Yes, we've got some gold leaf.
I know, each of the scales has got a little tip of genuine 24-carat gold leaf. Ooh, and it's looking stunning.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with it.
And what made me really go wow is when you took it out into the sunlight and the sun just caught the ends of those scales. Yeah. And wow. Is that going to be one of the pieces you enter for the David Shepherd Wildlife Foundation?
It depends if it gets sold this weekend, doesn't it?
Oh, of course, you have to make another one.
Yeah.
So there we are. So that you've caught up now on what's going on in our lives, I think. You might not choose to know anymore. You might think that's enough for this week. These people are absolutely off their rocker. But that's the way we live. And it's what we like to do is to share a bit about what we do with you all once a fortnight. And hopefully it'll brighten your day. And we haven't mentioned anything that's going on in the world because, quite honestly, you've heard enough about it.
Yeah, you don't need to hear about it from us.
So just tune in for a bit of a laugh with us.
Bit of relief.
Once a fortnight. So with that, take care of yourselves wherever you are in the world. Look after yourselves. And it's good night from me.
And it's good night from him.
Good night. That was Filaments and Fibre with Steve Brooks and Stephanie Arnold Schwarzenegger Lester.
I'll be back.